obviously you talked about like just whenever you're at different places, you make a note of people that could potentially be money lenders. Would there be any tips of advice to people who maybe don't have a lot of friends, don't have a lot of connections, to go out and build those connections? Like maybe like certain networking groups that they can get into, certain places where people are more likely to eventually turn into some sort of relationship like this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the only way you're going to find money is to be around money, right? So if you're hanging out at the bar in the middle of the country, like there's probably not going to be that many wealthy individuals, right? So I always say like you want to be around the money. So car shows, country clubs, golf outings, high end steakhouses. I remember going to steakhouses and drinking water at the bar, just trying to network with the people that are next to me. Like I wanted to be around the money, right? So the next thing is like, okay, once you're in an area around money. Side note, real estate networking events are amazing because usually those people at least understand what private money lending is. And it's a much better, easier sell to get them to invest with you versus somebody you meet at a steakhouse. They're going to think you're a scammer, right? So it's a lot easier because they at least kind of get the gist of it. So I met a lot of people at real estate networking events. But once you're in those positions, you start, talking to people, and usually it starts off with like, hey, what do you do? And they're like, oh, I'm a doctor. I own some rental properties, and I'm just here trying to learn a little bit about real estate. And then they ask you, what do you do? And most people are like, oh, I'm trying to get into real estate, or yeah, I'm a real estate investor, or yeah, I'm a wholesaler. Like nobody cares about that stuff. They're immediately going and talking to the next person. So you got to find a way to be interesting to those people. And for me, my answer to that all the time was, yeah, actually, I'm a real estate developer, and I teach other people how to potentially earn double-digit returns on their investments. Well, how do you do that? How? What do you mean? Can you teach me how to do it? Absolutely, I'd love to teach you. And then you talk about private money lending. So you just have to say something that sparks that interest for them to ask you a follow-up question. And then you need to be educated about, private money, the documents, the processes, and then you can talk about that. But you got to get somebody to ask you, what is that, to ever have an opportunity at them being a private money lender.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this short segment of the podcast. If you're interested in watching another short segment, click here. If you're interested in watching the entire podcast or the entire interview, click here. Thank you so much and make it a great day.